was in money trouble. I wanted to help him.
So you're doing this or what? Are we doing this or what?
No, I can't.
You can't? You sure?
He said he knew of a way to get money fast. He knew of some girls that would do things for guys, and that we could make some good money.
I'll tell him to sell it.
Get out and I'll tell him to sell it.
Oh, please!
Don't waste my time.
I hadn't seen him like that. He had never raised his voice like that to me before. The first time, I was scared of him. I remember the first night was the worst. I threw up and told Matt I couldn't do it. It didn't seem real at first. Nobody knew where I was. I don't know what would have happened if I had said no. One night became a week. The weeks became months. And then I could never go back. Guys would want different things. It's kind of a blur, honestly. I somehow realized that I would never be able to walk outside again the same. Matt always says we need more money.
Got your six.
And I trust him. If he didn't take care of me, I don't know who would. I can't go back home and face my family and friends. Not after the things I've done. They wouldn't understand. There's a lot of other girls out here doing the same thing. Some have it worse.
Hey, come on, time's up.
I've seen terrible things happen to other girls. I wonder if it'll happen to me. Sometimes I wonder how I got here.
Stay in the car.
I don't want to do this, but where would I go? I still feel like I love him. And I think one day he will love me enough to end this.
Thoughts? See how quickly that happened? So, some key points with this video. He drugged her. Whether she accepted it or not, there was a lot of drug use going on. So then he took advantage of her and took video and photos of her in sex acts and then used that as leverage against her. We actually call this sextortion. It's like blackmail with sex. But at the end, the best part is I still love him. And she hopes that he will one day love her like he did in the beginning. And that's what they're going to continue to do. They're trying to work back towards that person that they fell in love with to begin with. So they're going to, that revolving door is going to keep swinging and keep swinging and keep swinging. I was going to show the pimps aspect of it, but I think we'll skip it, actually. Because I want to talk about how to keep your kids safe. The high schoolers did, yes. The high schoolers saw both the victim and the pimp's side of things. So things to look for as parents, guardians, older brothers, older sisters. Inappropriate photos. Inappropriate photos have become the norm lately. How that happened, I don't know, but it's become very normal to send inappropriate photos back and forth between their friends, between boyfriends, to random people on social media. The way I like to say it, like when I do presentations like this sometimes, I'm like, stop sending hoo-ha and dick pics. Nobody wants to see a dick pic and nobody wants to see your hoo-ha. So stop sending them. Stop taking them. In fact, by taking a photo of a child, of their genitalia, and sending it, you are now creating and disseminating child pornography. So if your 16-year-old is in possession of someone else's genitalia and they are also a minor, they are in possession of child porn. So if this presentation doesn't scare them, facing felony charges of child pornography should. Okay, so we'll get off that soapbox. But seriously, encourage your children to stop sending dick and hoo-ha pics. Just stop. But encourage healthy body image. Find out why they're taking those types of photos and who they're sending them to. Is it a friend? And why is that friend asking for an inappropriate photo? Is it a boyfriend? Is it a girlfriend? Why do they feel it's necessary or okay to send those photos? Are they aware of where those photos might end up? Because I'm willing to put money down that that friend or that boyfriend and girlfriend is probably not keeping those pictures private. They're probably showing them off. Like, hey, guess who showed me this picture? So encourage that. Ask them why. Why are they doing this? Come at it from a more understanding approach versus a what in the hell do you think you're doing type of approach. Because we've all been young and stupid once. Another way that pimps or traffickers like to recruit is through modeling agencies. They like to go out on social media, find those pretty pictures and say, wow, you're hot. I can totally hook you up with a modeling agency. Yeah, modeling agencies don't work that way. So if they use that, we need to start asking questions.
Sarah?
Yes?
One question I get a lot is from parents is about monitoring. So you're talking about, sending pics out to people. And so I get asked a lot from parents, monitoring my child's cell phone. What should I do? Shouldn't I do? What can I do? What can't I do?
Okay.
I know that's a big topic.
Sure. So has everyone heard of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children? Okay. Their website is called missingkids.com. I highly, highly recommend you go to that website. That website has a ton of resources for parents on this type of stuff. In fact, there's information on there. I couldn't copy it because it's a PDF, but they have websites and links on there on how you can educate yourself on social media, like how Kik works and how Instagram works. So I highly do that. One thing to do is who pays the cell phone bill in your house and who bought the cell phone? Because I'm willing to bet the parent did, right? So whose property does that cell phone belong to? You do. It's your phone. You have control. Be the parent. If your kid screws up, take the phone away. Restrict their privileges. Or give them a flip phone. They don't need a smartphone. Give them a flip phone with some minutes and call it good. iPhones, you can track your kid's whereabouts. Use it. You have that right as a parent. My kid is screwed. I'm telling you, that kid, he's lucky if he gets a dial-up phone when he's old enough. Be nosy. You have the right to know what your child is doing. And I'm willing to bet your child has multiple Facebook accounts and multiple Instagram accounts that you don't know about. There's probably the one that you're friends with and that you can see, but they might have a secret one. Talk to them about it. And I'm not trying to throw your kids under the bus or make them sound like horrible kids, because I lied to my parents too, all the time. Encourage that open conversation. Encourage it. And just tell them straight up, hey, if you did something that's wrong or you're ashamed of, talk to me about it. Let's work through it. You're not going to get into trouble, but let's talk about it. But you have the right to that phone. Now, if they purchase that phone and they pay for it, hands off. Can you take the phone and give it to me to look through? No. That we cannot do without consent. So that's something that there's a gray line there. But have that open conversation. Educate yourself on how these apps work. Educate yourself on what types of privacy settings need to be put in place with some of these apps. Is everyone familiar with that random message that was sent out for iPhone users that said somebody liked you or sent you a comment, so click on this link to see that, and it was like a sex trafficker trying to locate you? Okay, it's not a sex trafficker. They're not that smart, nor are they going to take the time to create some random hyperlink. It's probably spam. Apps can send you spam. I get them all the time. I love Candy Crush. Yep, I'm an addict. But I get spam messages because I'm on Candy Crush. So I had to go in and change my notification settings because I don't want that stuff. So make sure you understand how the settings work with these apps. Some of these apps will track locations and you don't know about it. You want to shut that stuff off. So educate yourself on those types of apps. Just talk to your kids. Talk to them. Ask them what's going on. They might not want to admit what they're doing, but I'm willing to bet they might know somebody who might be at risk or is doing something like this. Talk to them. A child cannot be held accountable for being a trafficking victim. They cannot be charged for a crime. So that's something we use when you're talking about this stuff. Other things to look for. A child who's engaging in something that might be inappropriate, they're going to change. And you're going to know. As a parent, you're going to know if your child is changing. And I'm not talking just like normal teenage hormone changes. You're going to know if suddenly their grades decrease or they stop going to their favorite sporting events. Maybe they drop out of sports altogether and sports was their favorite thing. They're starting to skip school when before they never had a problem going to school. Drug use, alcohol abuse, maybe violent outbursts. That 13-year-old would literally beat up her mom if her mom so much as glanced in the direction of that cell phone. What if they start coming home with things that you didn't buy them and you know damn well they can't afford on their own? Where are they getting this stuff? Ask them. Be like, hey, that's a cute shirt. Where'd you get that? Or, hey, that's a cute purse. Did you buy that? Did you borrow it? See what they tell you. Ask them. But don't accuse, because if you accuse, you're done. Your conversation is done for. Multiple phones. A trafficking victim will be provided additional phones. I have 2 phones. I have my personal cell phone and then my work cell phone. Seriously, 2 phones is a pain in the butt. I have a hard time managing 1 phone. I just switched to an iPhone for my personal phone. Yeah, that's rough. I have a hard time just navigating that damn thing half the time. But ask. Be like, okay, I pay for that phone, so where did you get that phone? Because I know you don't have money to pay for this phone. Where did it come from? Who's paying for that phone? Or ask them about their friends, if their friends' behavior starts to change. Or if you know the friend's family can't afford that nice stuff, where is it coming from? Do you notice your child may be covering a lot for that particular friend? That's another red flag too. I mean, don't get me wrong, I covered for my friends in high school all the time, and they did for me too. But this is going to be repeated behavior.